We had a guest, I know you know Glenn Hutchins, good guy. He was on earlier. He's saying the economy hostage to the virus. The most important thing we need right now is a national plan for another lockdown, and this would be based on science. Here's my question to you, Larry, and I know I'm hearing this criticism from certain sectors, and that is that the administration is underselling what's happening with the virus, and we know there's an election coming. It's almost as if the country has to be reopened if there's a chance for the reelection of the president. Is the administration at this point underplaying the actual threat that this pandemic still has to us?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, the facts are the facts. No one's denied we've had a huge jump in cases in certain hotspots, particularly it looks like the virus migrated south and then west. So you're seeing, difficult stories on the cases in Florida, I guess a bit in Georgia, huge in Texas, Arizona, Southern California. I don't know anybody that's downplayed that. I think that there are a couple of issues involved, however. First of all, in general, there may be some exceptions, but in general, hospitalization capacity is plentiful. Again, you might find a hospital in a neighborhood someplace, but in general, that's what the experts, that's what the numbers show. And as the president has said, maybe he gets blamed, but it's factually true, the fatality rate continues to fall. In fact, it's taken another decline just in recent days. Now, look, Deborah Birx spoke to a conference, I guess, yesterday, and she was very plain and honest, straightforward, as she always is. She's a great lady. She said that probably at the local level and maybe at the federal level, we weren't sufficiently prepared for the breakout of cases among millennials. All right, that's what she said. She's the health expert. I am not. I put that out there in the spirit of honesty and fact. So the good news is, if there's some good news, is that millennials tend to be least harmed. The younger cohorts are least harmed by this. If it was the upper age groups, it would be more heartache and hardship. So there you have it. But no, look, to deal with this, we have to become accustomed to these flashpoints, I think. That's what the health people think. So we know what to do, Joe. It's just a question of following good practices. You got to distance first and foremost. You've got to use face masks if that's the custom locally, and if you can't distance. You've got to be tested frequently in these hot spots, and you've got to practice great personal hygiene. You basically have to respect the virus. You have to respect each other. And help out as best we can, be good citizens. And I think that's how Americans are going to do this. I
thought the notion of a national shutdown was absurd. I just wanted to mention it to you. That some people are actually saying that.
No.
Let me ask you this.
You can't take a step. I don't mean to interrupt you, Joe, but it would really be a big mistake to take a step like another shutdown, which itself, as you know, is controversial.
Right.
That would do more harm than good. And it would harm pretty much everybody, not just business. It would harm business, okay, and the great V recovery might give way. Well, but I think it would also harm kids. I think it would help individuals who have to stay home. We've seen the numbers on depression, addiction, drinking, and so forth and so on. I just think that, that solution would be worse than the disease.
Let me ask you this, Larry. The term second derivative has been used for how the economy is behaving right now. Two great jobs numbers, obviously, as that was sort of the resurgence of cases. There are some that say that you're going to see a bump in the road here based on the negative news we've seen, and it's going to translate into the economy decelerating in its recovery. Do you see that?
Well, I don't see it yet, but one cannot rule out. There's a lot of scenarios here, and we really don't have any real experience in econometric modeling for this type of thing, because so much is generated by the virus. At the moment, Joe, as you noted, we've created 8 million new jobs the last couple of months. Virtually every indicator, and we just had one this morning on mortgage applications for the purchase of new homes. Retail sales, of course, skyrocketing. Across the board, new business applications are doing very well. Various private sector, trucking surveys, shipping surveys, People are driving more, according to the Apple Mobility Index. There's so many. Virtually every piece of data shows a V-shaped recovery. Now, I acknowledge the threat, okay, and we are scouring the numbers and we're watching it very, very carefully to see, and you just can't rule out anything. But at the moment, the best guess is we're going to be okay. Maybe some places, take Texas, for example. That's an important state for business and GDP and so forth. On the other hand, New York and New Jersey, their case rate and the fatality rates come way down again. And so they're going to continue their reopening. So it really kind of depends. It's a big country. Most of it's doing rather well. Some of it is in trouble here. I get that.